Now there are so many terms that you'll be hearing: I-20, F1 visa, 10 printing, and you might be a little confused. I'm going to clarify the exact sequence of steps that you need to follow so that your post-admit process and the time till you fly to the US is absolutely smooth. I am Srikar Sanapreddy. I am the co-founder of Gradvine, and Gradvine has guided thousands of candidates over the last 7 years to the finest universities all over the world. Our students have a near 100% visa success rate as well, so you know that the information coming your way is absolutely the best. Alright, the first decision that you make after you get admits from more than one college typically is to figure out which one you want to go to. There are a few factors that you have to use to make this decision, but fair warning, it's a very dependent process on the program that you've gotten into, your specific situation, and the specific universities you've made it to, but I'll try and give you a very broad framework. The first factor that you have to consider is return on investment. Not a lot of students do this. You need to sit down and make the effort of identifying exactly what the cost of education is going to be, both in terms of your tuition fee and your living, and also look at the average or median starting salaries post the program. Then you can sit down and calculate what your break-even period is going to be, depending on the interest rate of the loan that you're going to get. Your return on investment has to be a primary factor, but it's not the only factor because there are others as well. The second factor is the reputation of the program. Now, some programs that are highly reputed at top universities tend to be more expensive. Maybe the starting salaries of candidates graduating from these top tier programs and some graduating from lower tier programs are by and large the same. Therefore, common sense would tell you that the ROI factor is better for maybe slightly lower ranked universities. But understand that the brand name of the university will pay off in the long term in terms of your networking prospects. Therefore, this is an intangible effect which is difficult to calculate, but here is where you have to prioritize your personal preferences. The third factor is the location of the university. This is particularly important when you're looking at slightly safer options which are maybe not necessarily tier 1 programs. When you're comparing slightly lower ranked universities that are probably part of your safe schools that you have to pick from, then the location matters because of the proximity to various companies that hire periodically from that place. Now, I'm not going to go into too much specific details about how to pick the university any further because, like I said, it's very, very personal and it's a very it depends sort of situation. So, comment below if you have any doubts about picking between universities, and we'll make sure that we reply personally so that you make the most effective choice. Alright, now that you've decided on one or two universities that you might be interested in going to, depending on where you've gotten in, the next step is to get the I-20. The I-20 is your final proof of admit. It's the final admit offer. It's not the email that you're getting. It's not even the post that you may have with your congratulations letter. The I-20 is the final proof of documentation that any visa officer will need. Now remember this, you can request for as many I-20s as you want. There is no problem. You apply for your visa using one I-20 only, of course. Most universities will just give you an I-20 if you reply yes to an email. A lot of them might ask you for a deposit which can range anywhere between $500 to $5,000 depending on the program. Some universities may ask you for proof of funds where you have to show your bank statement, a CA's evaluation or any other liquid funds to show that you can cover at least the first year of your education. If you are able to prove that, then the I-20 will be sent to you. Now, if you want a more detailed video on getting the I-20, you can click on the link here. And my co-founder Suraj has explained that beautifully. Now moving on to step 3, now that you have an I-20 or multiple I-20s. The I-20 from your university of choice will have a SEVIS ID. This is usually going to be on the left-hand top corner. You have to use this SEVIS ID to pay a SEVIS fee of $350. This is a necessary step before your US visa interview. The SEVIS fee can be paid at any time before you book that interview slot, so it's not a sequential thing. You can do it sooner or later. Alright, now that you've paid the SEVIS fee, you are all set to go and book your visa appointment. Yes, but there is one tiny but important step before that. Understand that the question that visa officers are going to ask you and what they're going to focus on is how you're going to be able to pay for this education. This is where you have to figure out whether you're going to fund it through your own personal savings or your family savings, for which you need to get bank statements and proof of asset evaluations and any other funds that you're holding from your bank manager or asset manager, or you will have to get an education loan sanction. You have to figure out whether you're going to take an education loan using collateral or take a collateral free loan from an NBFC. Now understand that collateral free loans have higher interest rates, whereas loans with collaterals have lower interest rates. So figure out which loan you're going to be able to secure based on your situation and get the loan sanction document before you're going for your visa interview. Alright, so step number 4. You have your I-20 in hand, you've paid the service fee, you've gotten your loan sanction document, you have to go ahead and book the visa interview. Now you have to understand that for the US visa interview, you have to book 2 slots. One is for your fingerprinting, where they're going to take your biometrics, and second is for the actual interview itself. You can book your visa interview in any city of choice. Obviously, it would be convenient if you book at a consulate in your home city, but in case there are no slots available, it's absolutely fine to book slots at different consulate locations. Typically, you have to book your fingerprinting slot before the visa interview date. Most people tend to do it 1 or 2 days before so that the process is done in one go. If you want to understand what the visa interview process is, what documentation you have to take and what questions are going to be asked, you can refer to this video here, the link for which is placed. Alright, so if everything's gone well until this point, your visa is approved and you're ready to fly, well, there's another important step that students don't take enough. This is your opportunity to receive a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship if you've not secured it already. Writing emails to professors after you have your visa secured, or writing to your seniors and connecting with them on LinkedIn to try and identify openings for TAs, RAs and on-campus jobs will get you a foot in the door a lot earlier. Professors are also more likely to reply to you after they're certain that you're going to be joining in the fall or spring semester. And seniors who might be leaving an existing TA or an RA or a on-campus job might refer you for that job so that you can fill in after them immediately. Now, it is most likely that you'll secure a TA and RA only in the second semester, but by taking this intermediate step, maybe you'll secure an on-campus job as soon as you start your education at the university, greatly taking care of your living costs. Alright, so I hope this very quick video about the post-admit process has given you a head start in terms of what you need to do over the next few months. Of course, we have an entire playlist which details every single one of these steps in great detail along with the nuances. You can click on that playlist right here. If you found this video useful, then please like, share and subscribe. If you like our video, it pushes Gradvine up on the algorithm and more people can view our very useful content.